Hey, this is gonna be a heavier video. Just want to let you know immediately from the start. I was ranting about it to myself silently. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna upload this, to be completely honest, but I want to get my feelings out on record, just so that I can say that I had them. March 2025, and just so that I don't know, just so that I'm not speaking to myself here, just so that I might have an ability. To post this and to share it and to, you know, if I need to, which I might. I really don't know, but I just want to have it because I'm just yelling about it to myself in anger, and I feel like maybe it'd be better if people heard it. Okay. First of all, there was a couple weeks ago. There was this British fellow, very good YouTuber, by the way, very good YouTuber, called Luna, and he said he basically he posted a video. I think it's off his channel now because basically he got really popular off just posting a random video, and the well, I don't want to say the algorithm favored him because I know he would say in response, but um basically he got incredibly popular off this one video, and he didn't actually want to be popular, so he kept privating and unprivating the videos, which is fair, to be completely honest. You wanted to stop the flow. You didn't actually want to be one of the really big content creators. I think that's fair if you have other dreams, other hopes. He did post a video that I saw, and I think that video is private now. But basically what he was doing is he was ranting about people saying, oh, the algorithm's not favoring me, the algorithm's not doing this, or the algorithm's not doing that. And what his response was basically, okay, you want the algorithm to favor you, just make good content, right? And, like, I understand that. But there is a serious problem with the YouTube algorithm, and I need to address that. Um, and I'm going to address it in a much more brutal way than I think a lot of people are going to expect. And I'll do that in about a minute. Now, I'm going to get over the obvious part where I shill some of my own content first. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe or anything like that. Don't worry, that is a pretty scummy thing to do. But I will say, I've seen a lot of content where people will do specific thumbnails. They'll title their videos in a specific way. They'll do specific outlandish, like, for example, my most recent video that's so far only gotten 2 views, where I just basically did oddly way out of context affirmations, which are just mildly threatening, mildly comedic. I've seen people do that before on YouTube, where it's kind of outside the box, it's creative, and that's what the algorithm is supposed to promote, right? And so far it has, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to promote a lot of people who try and do out of the box thinking. It feels a lot more like the algorithm tends to go to the lost and found box, dig through a bunch of old shoes, and then just start throwing things randomly. It could throw a small content creator's piece from 2 years ago directly onto the front page of YouTube, or it could throw something from yesterday directly on the front page of YouTube, and that could be from a large content creator to a small content creator, and it doesn't seem like there's much of a brain to it. It just kind of feels like it's throwing stuff, and sometimes, like in Luna's case, it's just it's throwing content at people that sometimes the person creating that content doesn't even want anybody to see. Like, for example, I think YouTube's been trying to solve its algorithm for a while, make sure that smaller creators are getting more attention, and that's a great thing. But the thing is, it's still not doing the obvious, which is it needs to promote small creators while also promoting what I want to see. And the whole thing with Luna was, by the way, glorious on our part, because, by the way, that was a perfect algorithm pull. That was exactly the type of funny guy that I wanted to see doing video games. Whereas most of the time with the algorithm, if it's promoting small content creators, it's literally just throwing any random video. On the side of my feed, I've seen just the most random shit. Okay, yeah, we're over the 1 minute mark. I've seen the most random shit get thrown onto my, like, recommended feed, like, whether it's just like a 2-second video, this guy, like, recording his city skyline, not city skylines the games, just like his actual skyline of a city, or it's just him and his mom talking while they're driving down the road or something like that. I mean, literally just personal effects. And with the amount of hours of footage that is uploaded on YouTube per day, I get it, right? Of course there's going to be a hell of a lot of content which is just meant for 1 or 2 people. But that's the thing. It's pretty much just meant for 1 or 2 people. It's not meant to reach a wider audience. And YouTube's algorithm does need to understand that just because we want to see smaller content creators, we want to see smaller content creators that are making content that they want people to see, not just anyone with a subscriber count of 10. And like, it needs to figure out what's creative, what's personal, and what's meant to be promoted, I guess. Because sometimes you'll get a really good content creator who doesn't want to be promoted. Sometimes you'll get the most random, like, thing from the Lost and Found box from 2 years ago, and it's like, what even am I watching here? Did I stumble onto an ARG? No, this is just a thing of somebody's, like, old files that they've uploaded off their computer. And sometimes, you know, you'll just get... Sometimes really good content creators will just be buried, and you'll have to find them on your own. For example, I met one of my... I think one of my greatest internet friends, who's now in a group chat with all my internet friends, Ben York, through the recommended system. Now, the thing is, it had like 2 views. I had to go down a specific rabbit hole of Undertale music, specifically into indie music, and like create a crossover brick by brick feed for them to promote really good indie music through an FL Studio to me. And like that, thank you, algorithm, sure. But I mean, Ben needs more attention, right? And I had like a happenstance 1% shot of that occurring. So there's a difference, and YouTube's algorithm definitely needs to understand there's a difference between people who want their stuff promoted, need their stuff promoted, and I'll get that in a few minutes, and don't want their stuff promoted, and get that understood. Also, what's creative content and what is personal files? Because at the right, like I said earlier, at the right point right now, it seems like it's just throwing stuff and saying, you like this? You like that? You like this? You like that? And at this point, everyone on YouTube's kind of either one, they're afraid of getting hit by the thing and getting some random thing they uploaded 2 years ago thrown at everybody, or they're basically saying, they're basically just uploading in hope that the thing is going to get picked up and thrown at everybody, whether it's a good video or not a good video or a creative video or a slop video or whatever. And not to even mention the slop videos where YouTube apparently sometimes does promote just this AI stuff over and over again, whether it's good story, well, AI stories, good. AI and good and story do not belong in the sentence together, but you get my point. Whether it's just random stories or this or that, like I've seen Daniel Thrasher's video where it's like, what the hell is this weird shit that it's promoting, for one? But then there's like, and not even to mention the advertisements. There's an advertisement crisis. And that's what YouTube's algorithm is also promoting. It's doing the advertisements. Remember that the algorithm is promoting the advertisements. I've seen, like, because I specifically, of course, am into video games, right? But then I go and scroll through YouTube Shorts for a while, and I'll see game ads. And one of the biggest ones that I saw was this thing where you're supposed to, like, you know, like, it's kind of like I don't know how to describe it, because I don't do mobile games. But you know the games where there's an image, and then you have to pick the thing that's, like, wrong with the image, or out of place in the image, or something like that. It was like one of those, but it was supposed to be like a horror game, or a scary game, right? So you have to figure out what's the scary thing in the image, what's wrong. Oh, there's 2 kids sitting at this tea table or something, but the mom's bringing 3 cupcakes, which means there must be a ghost girl or something there. I have no idea. But it kind of was weird for a little bit. And I was like, okay, why isn't this getting relentlessly promoted to me? I don't need it. I don't like it. So I blocked the ad, but I did go into the game and look through the reviews. And guess what? It's sexist. You didn't see that one coming, did you? That game in the advertisement is like relentlessly, after like a while of it being spooky and scary, it's like, oh, it eventually gets to the point where it's like, oh, this elevator has a 1,000-pound limit, but like there's 10 people in there, so that means that the elevator must be crashing. That's not good. And then it gets to the point where it's like, oh, by the way, what's wrong with this image? There's a woman reading a book. Gals don't read. That's what's scary with the image. What? Excuse me? Hold on. Huh? And YouTube's promoting this relentlessly. I blocked the ad. Guess what? After I blocked that ad, I saw 2 more of the same ads promoting the same game, and one was the same ad, the one that I just blocked. I've reported these ads about 5 times with no apparent thing. I've actually had to tell YouTube I don't want to see game ads just to avoid this one specific ad advertising a very bad game. Not only that's bad game design, but also, like, offensive. And YouTube, what in the utter... sorry. No, this is communique. I'm gonna go off. What in the utter fuck? And then, here, after 10 minutes, it's been 10 minutes, but I'm gonna get to the blowout thing, the shocking announcement, which is, it's fucking horrible, is what it is. And this is what I really wanted to say, it kind of in response to Luna's rant, where it's like, okay, just make good content, right? But the algorithm could save lives if it were... Okay, I'm gonna bring up 3 channels. I forget their names, mostly because I've kind of repressed 2 of their my memory, because if I dwell on that for too long, I get really, really depressed. I get sad. Because, I mean, I don't... Okay. In the last year alone, in 2024, there were 3 instances of 3 channels. I'm gonna start with the least, and then we're gonna descend. One channel... See, this is the exception to Luna's rule, because Luna said, just make good content, right? And then the algorithm will promote videos. But you see, that's wrong. That's wrong. Because this channel, which I went through their content, they had been promoting funny, good, edited content. I believe it was these 3 guys doing different video games, doing multiplayer stuff. They were funny, they were good, they were editing. It was well-made, top-tier content that, by all means, would stand up there with all the big YouTubers of the modern age, right? And the ages before. They were getting nothing. Absolutely no hits. No algorithmic views. Nothing concurrently. I'm talking 130 views, maybe this many, that many. Pretty much 0 in the grand scheme of things. They upload, after 2 years, they say we're quitting. They say, we wanted to start this thing as a fun way to maybe reach people and have fun, but it seems like YouTube does not care about us. And at this extent, well, obviously they were saying this in much nicer terms. It was honestly a very sad, a very kind video. And I know that I'm probably kind of making them seem like a little bit worse but like, this is just me paraphrasing. But they basically said, it seems like YouTube is not promoting any of our content. They haven't been for 2 years. And I guess we need to move on. We need to find something else to do, because this little venture that we tried to do, it's not working. You know what happened? YouTube's sadist algorithm went ahead and promoted relentlessly the video that said they were quitting. It took 2 years for them to get a hit, and the 130,000 view video that they all got, that got them into the limelight finally, was the one where they said, we're not getting enough views and we're quitting, we're sorry. If you liked our content, we're gone. That was the one YouTube went, you know what? I think you finally got your big break, buddy. And so guess what? They didn't quit. They went back at it after finally getting something. But it took them going 2 years quitting before YouTube actually decided, yeah, you know what? You're good content. It can catch a break. Sure. And then here All right. Here's the kicker. In the last 2 years alone, sorry, not 2 years, in the last year alone, there were 2 instances, two. One is bad enough. All right? One is bad enough. And I'm pissed as fuck at this. Okay? One is bad enough. I saw 2 instances of channels where they would get no views. And look, at this point, maybe their content was bad, maybe their content was good. I really don't know. I know one of them was a gotcha YouTuber, and please put your, like, pre-assumptions aside At this point, I don't care whether they're making Gacha Life videos, and at this point, you shouldn't either. Just put all your tendencies and likes and whatever's aside about that, what likes and dislikes about that. Just could you just just hear me out here. They're making Gacha videos, years, whatever. Again, same story, no hits, not a one. YouTube promoted a video to me. This is a few months ago. It was probably December. I can actually get the right date. Hold on. Okay, I found it again. Event post. It was October 3rd of last year, because I wrote an event post about it in my Discord. YouTube promoted a video to me whose title, I believe, was "If You're Watching This, I'm Dead." This is from the Gacha YouTuber. She committed suicide. I'm just going to be flat out. I'm not going to try and drag it out anymore. She committed suicide. She's gone. And YouTube didn't give her any big breaks. Didn't give her any viewpoints. Gave her maybe 300 for doing Gacha views. To 300 views. And remember, view just counts a click. That could mean somebody clicking onto a video, going for 2 seconds, then clicking off. Misclicks. Someone clicking onto the thing to say, boo-hoo, Gacha YouTuber, blah, 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 because they get hate, right? So she got 300 views maybe every video, which is pretty darn good. Pretty good. But it's not enough, right? It's not a big break. Pretty much nothing. And then YouTube goes and promotes the absolute fuck out of the video where she says, "I'm committing suicide." YouTube's algorithm is a fucking sadist, where it promotes only the videos of tragedies because it knows tragedies get views. If there's a tragedy, then it gets views, it gets view time, and it makes YouTube money. It gets more comments, which makes it get more views, which makes YouTube more money. It gets the stats up. So it promotes tragedies. It promotes things where people say, "I'm gonna die." It promotes things where people say, "I'm quitting." Because tragedy and controversy fuel this little economy that we've got going, and it fucking sucks. I just can't help but say, if YouTube had promoted that person's content just a little more, if YouTube's algorithm had been for small creators, bringing them up to just even 1,000 subscribers so that they could get a base going and then go on their own, instead of going, okay, here's 500, now we're going to cut you off, struggle and survive. Because that's what happened to me on my main channel, Diamond Kitty Gaming and More. I got about to 500 subscribers real quick because YouTube's algorithm was nice to me, and then it basically cut me off and said, now struggle. And I did. I struggled to get another 400, so I did, and I'm very glad that I managed to do that, and very glad that people came in to watch. On this channel, on Communique, I only got these 200 subscribers. I'm going to be completely dead-ass honest with you. I only got these 200 subscribers because I paid. I worked to get money, and I paid them to promote my SMP God Mode trailer with the hopes that it would bring in subscribers, and guess what? It did. Wonderful. I mean, that's great, but I paid to win. This is either pay to win or die to win. And in one of those ways, you're not here to see it. Anyways, back to my main point. I can only say that maybe if YouTube had promoted that little content creator just a little more, maybe there would have been one person in the views that would have been so enamored, so grateful to have this person. They would have made enough happy comments and enough things, maybe even made friends. They could have brought the right person to that content creator at the right time. And maybe this is just wishful thinking, right? Maybe it was going to happen regardless. Maybe fate is the asshole that it's always been, right? But I just can't help but say, maybe if YouTube had given her a big break before she committed suicide and then promoted that video where she said, I'm dead, maybe she could still be alive, because it would have given her the right fan, or the right boost of fans, or the right serotonin thing to say, hey, I've got something here. I can live my life. I'm worth it. People like me. People are there for me, right? But no, it went ahead and promoted the death video because that's what makes YouTube more cash to get more people in, because it knows that more people will click on a tragedy with an interesting title and then watch that the whole way through and then place likes on it and place all these comments, which brings in more views. And that's the whole ecosystem. YouTube's algorithm is a sadist and a greedy asshole. And that's on purpose. And again, that was the second channel. Now, I'll be honest, the first channel happened way earlier last year, and a lot of things happened last year for me, so my memories are a bit fuzzy from early last year. But I remember there were two. There was another person who said they were committing suicide, and it was a channel where they had no hits, and that was the one YouTube promoted. That one went, yep, we'll promote the hell out of that. So I think that kind of busts Luna's theory, to be completely honest, because that's not really good content. That's dramatic content. You want to get famous on YouTube, you do shit that people either get angry or sad about. You get things that people, you drop rage bait, and people click on rage bait, and that makes you money, and that makes YouTube money, so YouTube will promote you. You make content that will make people sob and cry and watch all the way through because they can't believe it, raise their hands up in shock. If you can shock people, if you can make them angry, then guess what? Then you're famous. Even if you're not alive to see it, then you're famous. You don't have to make good content. You have to make content that gets people a reaction, that gets people to either like or dislike your video, that gets people to leave a comment, that gets people to watch for more than 3 seconds. And honestly, to be completely honest, I just wanted to chill here, get a chill community, and do some chill games. Like, I want to do my Minecraft SMP, right? I want to role play. I want to build a story. Because at heart, yeah, I'm a content creator, but I'm also an author, right? I like to write. So when I say, hey, I want to do like a role play SMP, and basically YouTube goes, no, you're not going to do that. Why? Because we don't believe in you, and it's not interesting enough. It's not loud enough. It's not bitey enough. It's not edgy enough. It's not, you went to a large creator's house and doxed someone enough. It's not, you spent years of your life making sure that that creator tried to change their ways and yelled at them a lot at them enough. It's not big enough. I am enough. But I've had enough. When you promote 2 damn videos of people that you could have saved the lives of for a couple extra cents because their deaths made you more profit, when you promote the videos of people saying, YouTube has failed me and I have to quit because it's no longer a venture I can do and I'm wasting my time here, and then you promote that because, hey, that's something people will watch all the way through because people love a sob story, and you promote that to make yourself a few extra cents, that makes me have enough. All right? Now I'm going to keep creating videos that'll get 3 views because I just want to chill here, make a couple bad jokes, you know, do a couple funny accents. Doesn't matter whether it's in my main channel where I don't swear or in this one where I fucking do. But I'm going to keep going at it. And you know what? I'm going to keep getting not a hell of a lot of views. Because it's not You get my point. I don't know. I probably will upload this because I put a lot of emotion into it, and I spent 25 minutes, so I feel like probably I should. But and you know what? Here's another thing. This video will get views, at least 100 of them, if not a mass amount. Why? Because I'm going to go ahead and title it something big. I'm going to go ahead and title it YouTube's algorithm is a freaking sadist or something. And because that, funnily enough, the downfall of the algorithm will be the algorithm, because at this point, you know what it's going to do? It's going to go ahead and it's going to say, that's an eye-catching title, no matter the fact that it's about itself. It's going to say, that's an eye-catching title, and promote the hell out of it. Because that right there will work. Because I've been screaming this whole video. Because I've been cursing this whole video. Because I've been telling you these heartbreaking stories this whole video. Right? So that'll get it, because that's going to keep people watching. And because it'll keep people watching, it'll keep making money for YouTube. Not me, by the way. And that's why YouTube will promote it. So I can only hope that it does, you know, so that people actually see this. Because honestly, as much as I respect that one guy on YouTube, the British fella, who's very, very, very funny guy, very intelligent guy, seems to have very strong opinions on stuff. As much as I do, I don't agree. YouTube's algorithm does not promote good content, interesting content. YouTube promotes the loudest thing in the crowd. The most sad thing in the crowd. At the moment, or YouTube promotes either the loudest thing or the most random thing. Those are the two things. It either promotes the most sadistic shit you'll ever see, stuff that'll make your heart break and YouTube a few extra bucks, or it'll bury its hand in the lost and found bin and throw it at you. Like, hey, you want to see this? It's practically a 2-second clip of some guy's living room, but you know, you said you wanted to see small content creator, right? Yes? No? Yes? Now we can at least say that we are doing that to cover up the fact that we're also promoting only the tear-jerking stuff. I've been going on for far too long. I was winding down and now I'm winding up again. I don't know. But yeah, I don't agree. I can only hope it gets better. And maybe next time YouTube promotes someone before they harm themselves. Because everyone on this earth, I mean everyone, whether it was for a good purpose or a bad purpose, everyone was here for a reason. You might not see that reason yet. Right? Sometimes it looks like you're never going to see that reason. Sometimes it looks like the light at the end of the tunnel is too far away. But that's just untrue. And sometimes YouTube, I'm speaking to you now, even though I know that nobody's going to hear it at YouTube or the algorithm itself, dumbass me speaking to an AI that doesn't speak back. Sometimes, to get through the hardest places in their life, who would have known that some people need a good voice that says, you're doing good work, or I like your stuff. Sometimes that's all people want to hear. Sometimes that's all people need to hear to stay alive, to stay hopeful, is, hey, you did a good job today. Because sometimes people don't have that in their life. Sometimes it doesn't matter whether it's parents or teachers or friends at school or bullies at school. Sometimes they don't get shit, right? No one cares. No one cares enough to look into their eyes and say, no one cares enough to look into their eyes and say, hey, are you doing okay today? Hey, I noticed you're being real quiet. Is that, you all right? Sometimes no one cares enough. I am so fucking lucky to have a mom that every now and then, if I'm super quiet, will say, hey, you're quiet over there. You all right? And most of the time, yeah, I am. I'm just focused on writing or something. But people don't have that in their darkest moments. And YouTube could be a massive help, a lifesaver to some people. I know it has been before. if it just promoted people's content preemptively, stopped caring about the cash aspect, and just gave people, the community, that would say, hey, I liked your video today. Hey, you doing all right? That's it. That's it. That could have saved a life. That could have saved 2 lives. That could have saved the other 500 lives in the videos that also uploaded I'm dying videos that I didn't see because that didn't get promoted to me. Maybe. That could have saved lives. That could save lives in the future. So only I have to hope that that's how it goes, and YouTube, well, gets its shit straight. How about that? Yeah. I started thinking about this earlier today, and I need to speak about it because it's been just boiling in my head for a few months now that someone could still be here if the algorithm didn't figure that, if the algorithm pretty much, even the algorithm said, hey, you're not worth it until you die for me. So yeah, I that's just been sitting around, and I couldn't keep it in any longer because I am struck with the utter grief that someone could still be alive if YouTube could have just sent 1 or 2 more people that said, these are great, you're funny, you're a good person. Maybe even gotten close enough to say, hey, are you all right? Hey, I'm here. Because I personally know people on the internet that have needed me or someone else to be there to say, hey, you're worth it, man. You make good stuff. You're a good person. You're going to change the damn world someday. I know even at some points, I was never really all that. I never really got to any large lows where I was seriously considering anything. But damn it, if there weren't some days where I fucking needed people, especially on the internet, to tell me, hey man, I'm here. I'm sorry that whatever event had happened that day had happened. And if you need to talk, you know, even if they were in Australia or in Britain, that they'd be there. And they were. So I can only, I know, I'm just restating my same points now. But I couldn't keep it in any longer because I've had this overwhelming horror at the the belief that 2 more people, 2 good people, could still be standing on this earth today if this invisible robot had just sent 1 or 2 more, you're gonna be all right, had sent 1 or 2 more people who had previously made comments like all the comments they had received. Because all the comments in that suicide video were people saying, I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. I could have helped. I wish I could have helped. I wish I could have said the right things. And these comments, these people have commented that same thing, I'm sure, on 200 other videos, been nice people. So YouTube's algorithm knows who's commenting nice things, who's commenting compliments, who are haters, and who are supporters. YouTube knows this type of thing. So all it needed to do was send 5 or 10 people to these people who maybe weren't making the most good content, but maybe just needed a damn boost, and then they could have made it, right? YouTube knows what type of people need. It will withhold them until it can use them. And if they'd sent just 5 or 10 more people to say, wow, this is a great video. A person could be standing here on this earth alive today. 2 people could be. 3 people could be. 4 people. 500. 1,000. Because I've only seen 2. And there are, 98 million hours of footage uploaded on YouTube every day? I don't know the exact number. It's a big one. There's only 2 people that I've seen, and I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more, and I don't even want to think about that. But look, and if you're wondering, well, no, why? How could that be? How could that connection be? Remember when I said earlier about Ben York? I met Ben because I found this thing randomly, again, through the algorithm, because it knew what I liked, and this time, it actually worked like it fucking should, and promoted a small YouTuber in the area of content that I was listening to and enjoyed, instead of just promoting random shit or something bad. This time I promoted something that I liked, so I asked Ben, hey, could I use your music for an intermission piece for my stream? And Ben said yes. And then we had gotten to talking at that point, we both liked a certain band, and so yeah, eventually we became friends, right? That's how it works, YouTube. When you promote like-minded people you know are gonna be like-minded, generally friendships form. So if you think right now, viewers, that it's sending another 1,000 people to one of these or 2 of these people before they had taken their lives, if you think that wouldn't have helped, you'd be wrong, because YouTube knows what type of people are going to form friendships. It does. It withholds that, but it does. Because it happened to me personally. So, it's happened to me twice, actually. Hell, Derp counts. Because it brought Derp to my comments, who I then talked to on Discord, featured in a video, and now we're like... yeah. Okay. If I go past the 40-minute mark, YouTube probably won't promote this, because it likes shorter videos. It loves shorter videos. And I at least want 2 people to see it, instead of, nobody. So, yeah. If you could help beat the algorithm for me, again, I'm not going to ask for likes and subscribes, because that is scummy. Luna said the same as much, and I do agree with that. That's never been something I've liked to do, because that's stupid and begging. But I will say, if you could share this video, because it's an important video and something that I feel needs to be more addressed, if you could share this video around, maybe show YouTube that it's being picked up and shared around, maybe it'll get more into the limelight, maybe we can actually solve an issue here. I mean, it doesn't look like YouTube pays attention to much of its creators, issues. The Daniel Thrasher video and that other smaller YouTuber who talked about the ad crisis. I forget that guy's name. I wish I had more of these names in my head. I'm just bad with names. But if you could share the video around just for the sake of showing YouTube that this is an issue and we care about it, that would be nice. I don't know how many people watch this to the end, but I couldn't help but speak about it at this point. So, all right, thanks. I don't think there's anything else I want to say. Bye. Thanks for watching.